Do it.
It's going. You know how StreamYard is. That's right. It's usually our most watched show. It is the AFC and NFC North Preview show. And the reason why it's the most watched is because I go into the biggest shit talking group on Facebook about the NFC North.
Gotta have a hobby. Gotta have
and
a
one
hobby.
of the founders of that is backed by demand to represent the Packers. Is Ken Catalone, the bearded Packer fan, affectionately known as around here as Kitty Ken.
Kitty Ken.
Well, what's up there, Cage Kitty? It is good to be back.
Wow,
That's my
next
favorite
Saturday I
Packer
will be
fan.
60 years old.
Well, happy
wow.
early birthday.
Yoli, you don't
All
look
right.
it.
Nope.
And
Yoli, you don't
This
look
is
a day
the-
over 12.
I'll
My
tell you
dear.
what, this is the only Packer fan I've done this for, where I created them because they're in the chat, never on the show, their own meme.
Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Happy birthday, Yoli.
Happy birthday.
So we got, AFC North. You want in, Robbie? Oh,
Yep.
look at this.
AFC
I
North.
love it. Good evening, everyone. Look at this crew of champions. Oh, my God. This
Yeah.
is like an 80s pay-per-view. Megasoft. Hey, y'all. Great to see you. Thank you for the show, friends. Happy birthday, Yoli. And, of course, to one of the co-hosts tonight, happy birthday, B.A.
Old man.
57 years old. You old fuck.
You old fart. You are older than me, and I am going to remind you of this, brother.
Yes. And MDE says happy birthday, BA. We also have, I got to do it for her because I used to do it for JU. So last year I got to do it for her because they are.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Uh-oh. Here she comes.
She had to come with her gear.
All right. Let me send him the.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
I
all.
know.
Yeah, good God, I love our Super Bowl ring, but there we go.
Yeah.
Robbie, check your messenger. Come on in because after we talk about the news part, we will talk about your division. And of course, we got the one, the only, Jamie Forehead Malloy.
Malloy. Greetings, Forehead.
Hey.
Also known as DJ Dog Tags, the unbiased journalist on the app known as Twitter or X.
Oh, hang on, we have a question.
Wait, we could get to that.
Well, what is bigger, the granny panties behind you on the chair or Jamie's beautiful forehead?
Look, MBA, I call
No, wait.
granny pants,
Wait.
but why not?
Well, get up and show everybody why he calls them granny panties. You got to show it now, Will.
He's like, oh, God.
You got to show it. Look at that. It looks like
Look at
granny
that.
panties, the back of that chair.
I know it's
Yeah.
a protection, but from what?
Y'all
That's
are
a big-
assholes.
That's a big one.
But,
That's a
but
big one right
to
there.
answer the question, MDA, I called the granny panties by about that much.
by
No
1 square inch.
If
If
that.
Jamie's forehead is 3.75 acres, that's 3.7575.
Repeated.
Point of fact, Jamie makes side hustle income on weekends selling the forehead out to family reunion backyard gatherings for the movie scene background.
And MDE knows this because he's hired the forehead. You know this as a point of fact, right?
Who's got
Because there
bigger
isn't a lot of news, there was something that broke after I
Oh.
created the show today, and it was very sad. We found out through Adam Schefter that Jadeveon Clowney's mother had been murdered, and it was his own brother. They were arrested for it. So my heart
was that
Calais
Wasn't that
Campbell.
Calais
Calais.
Campbell?
Clay. Either way, it was his brother. You know what I'm saying? It's,
Yeah.
Either
that's
way,
fine.
it's handling
that family is reeling, and my heart goes
Allegedly.
out to him.
Oh yeah.
Well, no,
Allegedly.
if he was arrested on the scene, that means there was something.
It's
there when they
allegedly
found her.
Oh
still.
my lord!
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't go through a court process yet, but it's allegedly. But still, it's a heinous crime. It sucks.
Yeah.
Murder's heinous, no matter how you
Yeah,
look at it.
it's heinous that his brother's arrested over it. That's
Yeah.
what's heinous about it.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
that has to be more demoralizing mentally than the fact of what happened. You know what? To
Tell
me,
you what, if it was my sibling, if it was my
Roasty
sibling,
Bear.
and I knew that dude was guilty. Oh, there's not a prison that's going to be far enough away. Not a prison.
Yeah, well
Far
said.
enough away.
I'd be doing
Not a prison.
25 to life for the murder of the murderer.
What's up, broski?
So,
Hey,
Broski, I
Broski,
know you got
come
the
on.
link out there. If you want to hop in because
Yeah,
you
come
can
in, bros-
cover your
Broski.
Bears.
Been a long
Because we
time,
are
brother.
doing the AFC and NFC North previews.
Yeah, broski, you might as well not leave me here by myself, man.
I
Right.
shouted
No,
out at
wait,
Ken the
the
Bear
beard
fan,
will-
and he's
The beard will
ghosting the
look
chat.
after you, wouldn't it? The
But-
beard's fine. It's got you.
Let's do our one other news topic, and it was devastating to hear it, but to hear what he's doing as he's going through it, it's amazing. The story of one of the fastest running backs to ever play the game.
Yeah, this is
Chris Johnson has been diagnosed, and he made it public this past week about his ALS. And, from gridiron hero to now a hero of Will's. I figured that was the best way to describe it. That's my headline for the story.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
But tonight we're taking a
ALS.
moment away from the field to talk about someone who goes far beyond football. Former NFL running back Chris Johnson, one of the fastest players this league has ever seen, is now facing a challenge no athlete can outrun: ALS. ALS has changed Johnson's daily life. The man, once known for 4.24 speed, now measures victories in smaller steps: mobility, strength, independence. But what hasn't changed is his mindset. Johnson approaches this disease the same way he approached every defense he ever faced, head on and refusing to back down. He's been open about the tough days, the fatigue, the frustration, the reality of losing abilities he once relied on. But he's also talked about the good days, the days where he's surrounded by family, where he's laughing, and where he's still finding purpose. Johnson has leaned heavily on his support system. Family, former teammates, and fans have rallied around him, and he's using his platform to raise awareness, push for research, and to remind people that ALS doesn't define him. It's just the opponent he's facing right now. Johnson's story isn't about a diagnosis. It's about resilience. It's about refusing to let a disease steal your identity, and about showing the same determination that made him a star, now aimed at something far bigger than football. Will, how do you feel about how he's facing it?
Who did you say?
Chris Johnson facing ALS.
Who did you want to go?
You.
First? Me.
I said you.
Sorry. You know what? It reminds me of Lou Gehrig, because when Lou Gehrig had it, he said he was lucky to be alive at that moment. But this guy, he's facing something bigger than football, and his resiliency reminds you of the football player he was when he played, because he's a tough, hard-nosed guy who won't let this disease beat him, or define him or speak for him, because I watched a GMA interview and I almost broke down crying because, man, hearing that just hurts me. But you know what? I give props to those people who have diseases, cancer, ALS, you name it, fighting for their lives and not giving up, which you should never give up. Jim Valvano said it best: don't give up. Don't ever
Don't
give
ever
up.
give up.
And you know what? That resonates with me because I had a grandpa who passed away of cancer. I've had family members who've had cancer and stuff like that. And I did a project in high school on Jim Valvano. And everyone's like, why did you do him? There were other people. I said, because this guy pushed and did not let cancer or whatever disease you have define who he was or let it win. And you know who else said some smart words about it? Sorry, Stephen A. Smith.
I understand, but you know,
Not Stephen A. I forgot. Stuart Scott.
oh yeah, Stuart Scott said a lot about when he was facing his adversities. BA, how does it make you feel about how Chris Johnson's handling it?
Well, regarding the fact that his his ALS is rapidly setting in. That's something
Right.
that's the oddest thing about it too. It's rapidly setting in. So, and that's something that you don't usually see. So ALS usually is a little bit longer term than that, but dude, it's coming on fast. And so they did an interview with him, and he was barely able to speak. It's tough to see that. I think they really need to do more testing on athletes for that too, because that's starting to become a thing with football players. So I commend him for taking that head on, and I hope that whatever the result may be, that he's remembered for what he did on the field and so forth and so on.
Amen.
All right, Kitty Ken.
All right, there, Cage Kitty. It's rough seeing CJ2K like that, because that man was one of the absolute best running backs I'd ever seen, and he happened to be one of the best when I became an absolute fanatic with football. I was a decent fan beforehand, but that's when I had really dived in around that time. And seeing him have to go through that's massively rough. But we were speculating on the morning show, wondering how much CTE plays a role in ALS and stuff like that. Because you see it with the Parkinson's connection there. And they're starting to research if there is a connection between them.
Thank you, Go Pack Go All Day. That's Vinny, of course. You know, good to see you.
Hey, Vinny.
Hey, what's
and
up,
as far
man?
as philosophy under shaky scaffold, you know what? We don't do the personal attacks here. So one more. Goodbye. I'll leave it at that, because you know what? I'm happy with who I am now. It's way better than I was
Right.
10 years ago.
You look
I was
great.
gonna say I'm fat and happy, man.
I'm
There's
still
no
fat and
shame in
happy.
my.
I'm just,
I
No
was gonna say there's no shame in my game.
No shame, brother.
but
Hey, philosophy, get a haircut. How about that?
but I am nowhere near as
Hang on.
But I am nowhere near as fat as I was 10 years ago when I had my heart attack. I'm 100 pounds lighter. So,
Good for you.
and that wasn't because I had to. I wanted
You wanted to.
But I'll leave it
So-
at that. And let's hear from Megan. How do you feel about that?
Firstly, the link between CTE and ALS is non-existent, because ALS is neurodegenerative and CTE is injury-based. So I'll take off the neuroscientist hat there. Down here, we had one of our most famous Australian rules footballer, player, coach, mentor to many, Neil Danaher, pass of motor neurone disease, otherwise known as ALS, a few weeks ago. I think it was 3 weeks ago he passed. 4 weeks ago he passed, 3 weeks ago we had a nationwide funeral. And it was absolutely devastating to see that. But to hear that this is what they call rapid onset is gut-wrenching, because a young man, like you said, who could run a 4.42 whatever.
4.24.
Yeah, is and then
Nice.
Can hardly speak because the disease is taking hold, is devastating. ALS, like I first came to know ALS, of course, with Lou Gehrig, being a Yankees fan, the luckiest man alive. It's when you see people like Lou Gehrig and now Chris Johnson and others over time, Neil Danaher, have this disease, which is going to ultimately kill them, but shows such grace. Neil Danaher has an event called the Big Freeze, where celebrities go down a slide in the middle of winter and do an ice plunge. It's raised millions. In 13 years before he died, he's raised like $45 million. So, yes, I agree with BA. More research needs to be done. It's heartbreaking to hear that this fine fellow has it, and yeah, a little heart sore today.
Yep.
So,
all right, Jamie, what's your take on the Chris Johnson and his fight with ALS?
Those are the three scariest letters that you ever in a disease that you're ever gonna hear. I mean, you never want to hear something like that, especially from a guy like CJ2K. But he was a great football player when he played about, I would say about a decade and a half ago. And like I said, he was probably the fastest running back. He was one of the running backs in an era where he proved that a running back who could be that fast in college, and especially in the 40-yard dash, that could actually translate in the NFL, because it hadn't really been done before until like Bush and Reggie Bush and Johnson and CJ Spiller and Peterson and those guys kind of set the tone for that. They were the guinea pigs of that era. But I hope whatever happens, he'll be remembered for the great football player he was. And I know him. He was tough on the football field, and he's still tough now. Not letting that disease get in his way of and things like that. So yeah, he'll be remembered as a one of the real running back, real running back, and a real solid dude too. So I hope he gets the love and support from his family while he's still here with us. So
thanks for the little goal update.
I was saying thanks for the play-by-play and the soccer.
Yep.
Watching it on another screen. So
yes. All right. So that's the update. USA is up 2-0. So that's a good thing to know. But Broski, how do you feel about Chris Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna eerily remind me of Walter Payton. Walter Payton was the man of steel. Walter Payton died at the age of 45 from a liver disease, and I just hope that Chris Johnson, it seems like it's going to happen quick, and I hope he's not in too much pain for that long.
Well, I love the fact that he has his family, friends, former teammates, and fans all rallying around him to help his cause and his platform grow, to help raise money for ALS research. I think more needs to be done. I think as we move forward, more stuff will be done, because more people are going to specialize in things going forward, especially in the medical fields. And I hope it happens sooner rather than later.
Yep. And like Walter Payton said, never die easy.
That's right. And he's not. That's what I loved hearing. The fact that he's hitting it head on, and he's taking it on. And he goes, yes, I have bad days where it hurts and everything else, and I can't move. But there's way more of the good days than there is the bad. And that's so awesome to hear. Megan?
I was going to say it's very much like Neil Danaher. Towards the end of Neil Danaher's life, he couldn't speak, but he had like a tablet, like, a voice synthesizer. And his last words to his family and to the whole of Australia was play on, meaning raise the money, continue raising money in my honour, get doctors into research, get neuroscientists, but more than that, focus also on the ones left behind, because his family, because his was a slower form of it, they were told 9 months. He ended up having 13 years. So it's, like I said, to go, Pat, go. It's a death sentence. You hear ALS, you know you're going to die at some point. You don't know when, and that's the hard thing. And I think as a neuroscientist too, I agree. More needs to be done, more money, more medications, if that's it. I mean, I could rant about it. I won't as a neuroscientist, but I agree. Yeah.
And, just to correct something on there, Megan, yes, CTE has been known to be a part of ALS too. 4 to 6% of CTE cases have shown either clinical or pathological features of ALS, a rate far higher than ALS in general population. And former NFL players and military veterans with CTE have also been diagnosed with ALS after their careers. So, I mean, you get clinical differences, true.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's basically it's starting to become more of a common theme in players now.
I hadn't heard that, because the last we heard here was because it's neurodegenerative as opposed to, like I said, injury. I hadn't heard the link. So
yeah, I was going to say we just looked that up on the show when this was announced. There was something to do. Now, I'm absolutely no neuroscientist. Something to do with some kind of like malformed proteins or something like that in the brain causing that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. As I said, I hadn't heard that. The last I heard, as I said, because CTE is injury, and this is. But okay. That's good to know.
It's an overlap in pathology, and it's more common in athletes and military veterans.
Yeah,
that's what they're trying to say.
Okay,
I saw something about it too, that they were kind of speculating that CTE could be a mild form of ALS, but that was just at the very end of everything.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it later, guys. I'm interested to know more. But...
So we'll talk about it more in a little bit. But right now, it is time to get on the AFC side. I wish Ralph Williams wasn't doing a show tonight so he could be on to represent his Steelers. I sent the link to Robbie DeFeo. Hopefully he pops in.
He's taking a nap.
I can talk Steelers. I know a lot about Steelers.
Oh, that's fine.
Good or bad about Steelers? Just asking.
Yeah,
you want Steelers? I got you, buddy.
The chances of recovering from ALS. Oh, speak about him, and he shows up. The one, the only, the magic and the building right on cue.
My car just came back on.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost my power.
Jagoff.
Hey,
awful late to see you.
Yeah,
Jack,
he made it.
Yeah, what's up with all the hostility? That came up for years now.
There he is.
That's what happened.
Don't make me enter my Jag off right now.
All right. It is time, and we're going to start from the bottom of the division up, and I'm going to tell you why. It's the AFC North: Browns, Bengals, Ravens, Steelers. That's Steelers ended up in first, Ravens second, Bengals third, and of course the Browns were last, because let's face it, when you've had 46 starting quarterbacks since 2000, it's kind of hard to have a winning season, right?
Just a little.
A little bit.
That sounds like a Browns front office problem.
Yes. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the Browns, and I'm going to give you the betting odds for the AFC North right now as a consensus between the 4 different betting sites. I can't name them out loud or we get flagged for stuff, so I'm not doing that.
The 4. They shall remain nameless.
The long shot is the Browns at plus 2,000. So think about that. It's 200 to 1 odds is what that means. Throw a $10 bet as a flyer. What the heck? Why not? Because if you win, you get $2,000.
$5 on. I mean,
the sleeper this season is the Steelers at plus 500. The best value is the Bungles at plus 210. And the favorite is the Ravens at negative 115.
I'll take the Ravens, thanks.
All you missed is we talked about Chris Johnson and his fight with ALS and how he's using his platform to help fund research so far, Nick. Right now we're talking about the Browns. I'm gonna start with you, Yinzer. Where do you put the win range? What is your floor for how many wins they can get and their ceiling? Mine is pretty close to the same on both sides.
I give them about 4 for the most. I think they're going to suck, and I think they're going to get the first round pick. First overall pick, not first.
Wow.
Yeah, who's their quarterback, man? Like, is there rumors of them trading Shador?
No, the rumors, I don't give merit to a lot of those rumors because, let's face it, Deshaun Watson hasn't been good since he was a Texan.
Yeah. Well, he can't stay healthy ever since leaving Houston, you know?
Right, because he can't get the massages anymore.
Yeah, like, I think I think the starting quarterback will be the Gabriel kid by, like, week 6.
Yep.
You had to go there. You had to go there to stop me going there. God bless you, sir.
Yes.
Defense. They got a good. They got the good. Well, they had a good defense. They traded it away. I can't say they have a good defense anymore. But offense was their early problem before trading Myles Garrett.
Ooh.
They couldn't get the quarterback position right.
Nick Burton went bold. Oh. What
Lizzie!
up, Liz? Texas, and yes, go Texas. Hey, Liz, good to see you. Glad to see you on here.
Hey, Liz.
Texas is full of Jagoffs.
Oh, Nick Burton says that Browns, if Shaduki starts, the Browns go 0-17.
I think 4 is the most wins they get. I just can't say I'm getting over 4 wins.
Okay.
You know,
Broski, what is your floor and your ceiling for the Browns?
Yeah, the Browns are a 3 or 4 win team. I mean, there's no need to overthink this one.
Yep.
You know, I think they do have some good young talent on both sides of the ball. I like, I like the head coach hire, Monken. I think, this is just a flyer year. This is a bridge year at quarterback for them, and they just need to play the young guys this year and see what they can do, and hopefully they get a good draft pick next year and get a quarterback next year. Yeah.
Jamie Malloy.
I agree with Broski Bear for all the chiz that Andrew Berry got for trading all of his draft picks away for Deshaun Watson. If you look at when the last 2 years when he's collected, he got a lot of draft picks back, and I think his 2025 draft class was pretty good, and I think he might hit on this one too. But like I said, it all comes to the quarterback, and I like the fact that I think the best thing with the Browns is you had all these coaches turn down the job, and you still come away with Todd Monken as your head coach. I mean, that's still not a bad guy to have, considering everybody else didn't want the job. So, but I think they're another. They're obviously a number 1 pick, a franchise quarterback away, and I think they're another successful draft class away from contending. So I got my floor 4-13, my ceiling 6-11, 7 and 10 around there.
Okay, Megan.
Exactly what Jamie said. I can't say it anymore. I think it's going to be interesting to see if the Browns here are like the Cardinals in the NFC West in terms of that team.
Other than when they had Baker at quarterback, that's basically what they've been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I wish both teams the best, but I'm with Jamie.
Okay.
3 to 4 bottom, and anything else is a miracle. Let's just say it like that.
All right.
I got to be a little optimistic, don't I?
So, Kitty Ken, what do you think about them? Meow.
Caged Kitty, I gotta say the floor of 3 and the ceiling is 6. I love their defense. If they continue or they go down the path of being a run first team and damn the quarterback unless you absolutely have to, I think they can pull off that 6 wins. I don't think that's too unreasonable with that kind of defense that they have. But they're the Browns. We see them find ways to screw everything up in every way possible.
What's that?
We're the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I was just punts.
The mistake by the lake.
All right, BA.
I'd see their ceiling at 6, and I see their basement, which they're going to be anyway, at 2 wins. So I think between 2 and 5, you got to understand they got a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
They took away Myles Garrett. They got Jared Verse, who was a very good player. Don't get me wrong; he's a very good young player in the team. He's not Myles Garrett though. Myles Garrett basically kept the Browns in a lot of games last year, and they still sucked. Think about that. So without him on there, and then you got the quarterback controversy going on, I think they did a very good job drafting this year, but like it's going to take a year or 2 for that to catch on for that team. So yeah, I got them the bottom being 2 and their top being 5.
All right. Well,
Their floor 0, their ceiling 0. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
We're all thinking it.
Worse than the
You just
Indians,
said what we're all
I like it.
I'm kidding.
I like it.
I got no. I was kidding. Floor 4, ceiling 6.
okay. Well, for me, the floor is 0 and the ceiling is 4. I trust this offense as much as I trust a fishnet to hold water.
Oh.
0.
Oh, that's rather specific.
I think another thing too is you got to realize what division they play in. They play in the AFC North,
I'll be back.
and they sometimes get a win in there every now and then. That's Robbie.
They get one
They
against
get one of those
Pittsburgh.
weird ass wins in there.
They get a weird ass win over the Ravens, and for some reason, the Bengals win in their house and they win in the Bengals' house. That's their 3 wins they get every year. And then they splash one in outside the division against the bottom feeder. That's what they do every year.
Yeah.
So that's why I said 0 to 4.
Yeah.
Well, they get the bottom feeder schedule anyway, so
Yeah, but
And
they've
I
had a
think- I
bottom
think-
feeder schedule.
I think that, like I said, they're like the Cardinals. I'll always throw a win in to make sure we're all awake going, what the fuck was that?
Oh, yeah.
know,
Like that one win against a team you think they have no shot against. They get that too every now
Yes,
and
that's
then.
what I mean. The Cardinals do that now.
Did you really have to mention that?
That's great.
Oh
You're
yeah.
forgetting my buddy. You're awful mean to me.
I'm sorry.
Love ya.
I'm just stating facts. You know, I'm just stating facts.
He's
Oh.
preaching. Leave the man
I'm
alone.
just stating facts. That's all.
No,
I love
No
it.
harm done. No harm intended.
Debbie Razy Chase says at least the Browns are constant. Yes, constantly in the basement every
But
year.
JD,
But anyway.
my point remains. The Browns to me are like the Cardinals. They just throw in a win, like you said, that
unfortunately,
no one expects.
Prior to the Dan Campbell era, I have to say, in my history, the Browns are closer to the Lions. You want to know why? The Cardinals have been to the Super Bowl, and neither one of us haven't. At least I'm honest. At least I'm honest.
But my point is, the Cardinals always in our division throw in that game that they have no right to win.
Wasn't their last
may be
championship
true.
in 1958?
However, the Cardinals have been everywhere from Chicago St.
Good
Louis.
point,
So they've been around longer than the Lions and the Bears have. They've been along.
Yeah.
They've been around.
The Cardinals
But they
have been
make it
around
to
the
it.
absolute longest.
Yes.
Right. Basically, the Cardinals existed before the Bears did.
Mhm.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
the Lions.
good
They
point,
existed
good point,
before
good
Green
point.
Bay, all of us.
Yeah.
Yep. They were
Yeah,
the
well
first
before
team.
the Seahawks.
They were the
Chicago
first of the three
Cardinals.
teams to form the NFL back in the day, and they started their franchise in 1896. Where? At that same place. No city really wants the dang
No,
Cardinals.
that's
left
true,
and right.
NDE. I love the Cardinals because 3 wins a year, I can brag to my brother that we beat them for another year because he's a Cards fan. That's all I like them for.
Send him my condolences.
Oh, believe me, Will. He got a 3 a.m. phone call from me in
Okay.
Seattle when we beat him.
Now let's go on to the one they think is the best value bet, as I said, in the Bungles. And I'm going to start with you, Will. What do you have for their floor and what do you have for their ceiling?
They did add Dexter Lawrence, which was huge. Their floor 9 wins, their ceiling 11 wins.
Wow.
Okay.
If Joe Burrow makes it past week 5 healthy, yes.
Yes.
But anyways,
Yeah.
BA.
For the Bengals, everybody. I remember last year people were talking about, oh, the Bengals are going to shock the world and do this and do. Get the fuck out of here. Bengals are going to be the same team.
Year, though. That's the only difference.
They ain't got a better defense. Who? Just because they add Dexter Lawrence? No. They ain't got a better defense.
But go ahead.
They ain't got a better defense. They got the same, and they still got the same offensive line. So like you said, if Burrow can stay healthy, they'll be fine. But you can't win every game. You can't win every game 40 to 39. So you got to play some defense somewhere. And I just don't see. I see their bottom being about 5 games, and I see their top being about 8 or 9.
That's fair.
Ken?
I guess I'm smoking hopium.
Oh, no. Hold on. Don't worry, Will. Their floor at 3 if Joe Burrow gets broken again, which is a very good possibility behind that offensive line. But I'm going to put their ceiling at 10 wins because when that offense clicks, it fires on a whole nother level to where I can see them outscoring people and beating them that 40 to 39 almost week in and week out type of shit. If everything cuts their way, I could see that.
They need Joe Burrow to get hurt the last week of preseason so he can be back by week 5, and the 10 wins are possible then.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, and
Okay, Megan?
yeah, it's all dependent on Joe Burrow for me. I see their bottom 3 to 4 ish, maybe 5. Their ceiling, I don't see any more than 9 to 10, 11 if Joe's reasonably fit.
Jamie?
Reasonably.
Yeah, I say reasonably.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
See, I hate to go back to 2016 here in terms of slang, but I think Megan and Ken are on fleek here. Anyway,
Oh God!
Oh, wow,
Damn.
for it. At least I don't headbutt the ceiling when I walk in a room, just saying.
no, on fleek means you're on point, Megan. That's a compliment.
No, I know,
No,
I know.
on point is good.
Oh.
On point is good.
That's what on fleek means.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
know. Thank you, Cher from Clueless or Mean Girls. I do know what that means. I have seen those movies.
Okay.
She called you a mean girl.
Anyway,
Oh, no, I'm the Mean Girl.
anyway,
Take
can I do my predictions now,
Yep,
please?
go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry, Jamie.
Anyway, I think they're both right though. The Bengals are just every year they're the ultimate boomer bust team, and if Joe Burrow doesn't go, if Burrow does if Burrow does go boom in the season, 4 wins is my floor. But if he keeps his bum up, even with that offensive line, maybe 9 to 10 wins the ceiling. They're the ultimate boomer bust team. That's what Jeremy always talks about, how he has the widest floor for Cincinnati. That's my widest floor for them.
JP, I want to announce that.
Oh, go ahead.
You know,
No, we
along
already
with
did. It was announced in the chat. I put it up. Go ahead.
Bengals are a tough one to call, but I'm kind of with Bistrilla on this one. I have to see it to believe it with them, and until I do, I mean they're a, I don't know, 6-7, maybe an 8-win team.
6-7.
No, 6-7.
Oh, not that.
Oh my lord! I was going to say it, but I thought, not worth
I
it.
hate this.
No.
That's why I got the big screen in the middle. I can do the stupid shit.
What do you mean can do, JB? Can do?
No,
Literally.
I don't get the hype with Cincinnati every year. They always fight for the basement with Cleveland. You know, it's because Joe Burrow, he got 5 wins in 35 years, and they're supposed to be this elite, great team, and their defense really didn't improve. Adding to shape Dexter Lawrence, who had a bad year last year, ain't gonna help them. So I'm gonna go 8 wins at best, 7 at the 4.
That's what I'm saying, Yinzer. Like, even if Burrow's healthy, I don't know if they really have the team around him. I mean, yeah, they have a couple stud wide receivers, but other than that, what else do they really have?
Right. And Burrow's a great quarterback. Let's not take that away. Burrow's a great quarterback. He got to a Super Bowl with a messed up offensive line. And you know, he's just on the wrong team. He just needs to be on somebody else's team. He's kind of like the Matt Stafford of that.
They traded a first-round pick for a dude that had a half a sack last year.
What?
Hey, I love it. Born at 6:12 a.m. on July 4th in Blue Earth County, Minnesota. Love it. Happy early birthday to you.
Happy early birthday,
Minnesota. Anyway,
today is BA's birthday up there for the first. So
today is Canada Day too.
Second here, but I'll go back in the DeLorean.
Happy
shout out
birthday to you.
Yeah, Biggie Stroh is 24 years today. 24 years old today.
I was going to say he was
Thank you, Rob.
13 and change.
I got your back, B.
13 and
Checks
change.
in the mail, buddy.
Oh, okay. So my prediction is their floor is, I'm going to go one above what I said the most that the Browns could win. 6. My ceiling is 10. Because if their defense does click, they are good, and they're good enough if Burrow is healthy. If they're not, they're a 6-win team. I don't remember Burrow having a lot of concussions. I just don't remember that. It's all been ankles and knees.
Buddy, do you know where you're at?
Yeah,
Cleveland.
What day is it?
Go to the bench, bud.
But, you know,
Joe.
Poor Joe. Look what he has to deal with. Thank God they traded away Myles Garrett, because now it's Jared Verse instead of Myles Garrett. But still, he has to deal with him twice.
But he still has to deal with
he still has to deal with Trey Hendrickson twice with the Ravens, and then he has to deal with TJ Watt with the Pittsburgh Steelers twice.
I was about to say.
That's a lot of sacks coming with that weak offensive line. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
That being said, now it's on to the Ravens. Oh man, nobody said anything. But anyways, I was going to start down there, but since he walked off, we'll start with Will again. Will, what is your floor and ceiling for the Ravens?
They've got a new coach. Lamar's got new weapons, but Lamar's been injury prone lately. But still, floor 8, ceiling 10.
BA?
New coach. He's a defensive. This is what's his face from Michigan, right? That's the coach now.
Yeah, Jesse Minter,
defensive coordinator. So I don't think they're going to lose too. I see the thing about this is when you have Harbaugh in that situation, you kind of know where to pick Baltimore at. They're usually in the top 2 in that division. But with a new coach, Minter being the coach,
and no Todd Monken.
No Todd Monken. They don't have an offense, and Lamar was struggling last year anyway. So I don't know. And then let's not forget their center went somewhere else.
Oh yeah, their center is going to be protected.
Big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal.
You weren't here on that show when I did the AFC West preview, so I got to ask you. Even though they got Tyler Linderbaum, when Kirk Cousins come out and said, "I didn't come here to be a mentor to Mendoza. I came here to fight for the starting job." It sounds like there's friction already.
Well, I mean, that's bullshit. He's going to teach that boy.
I don't think he's going to go out of his way to be, like not cordial, but at the same time, he's there to play football. I think that's what he means.
Yeah. But I just wanted to get his opinion on that, because if that ends up being a butting head things throughout the offseason, that might.
I think that team will go as far as Cousins will take them, and if Cousins messes up, then you got Mendoza waiting in the wing. I mean, I do think Mendoza's going to play next season. It'll just be later in the season.
I think it'll be like by week 7, week 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. Yeah, but as far as the Ravens are concerned, I think the bottom for them. I think the bottom for them will be about 7 wins. That's the bottom. I think their ceiling could be 12, maybe, depending. Like I said, thank you, Liz. It could be. Yeah, I'd say 12 would be their ceiling and 7 would be their bottom. I think they're a good enough team. They got enough talent on that team to win 12 games, but we'll see. Like I said, the coach is the big deal. You change your coach, that's a whole big deal.
Kitty Ken?
Caged Kitty, you got to give me a floor of 6 and the ceiling of 11. We saw a bit of cracks start to show with the Ravens last year. You got a brand new head coach. You got no idea what the hell this guy is going to do in the league. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see the wheels fall off the Ravens. I just kind of get that feeling a bit. And we've speculated on the morning show that Lamar Jackson might be out of there. So it wouldn't shock me.
All right. Megan.
BA's point. I'm going to agree with you, BA. Don't choke on what you're drinking, son. The new coach, as you can see, I'm a Ravens fan as well. Love my bird teams. The new coach is going to be interesting, but I've still got my floor at about 9. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say 11 to 12, maybe 13 as ceiling.
9 to 12, basically.
9 to 12, 13 if they're lucky. Yep.
Jamie?
13's not a lucky number.
I mean,
I agree with you, son.
They don't have Harbaugh anymore. But remind me again, who was the head coach of the Chargers last year when Jesse Minter was the defensive coordinator? Oh, that's right. His brother, John Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim
Harbaugh. So, I mean, that's why they probably hired him, even though he was a defensive guy, because he worked for his brother. So,
well, he was also defensive coordinator for the Ravens at one time too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah, good point. I expect probably an aggressive type of defense from Minter, because that's what he likes, and I think Lamar, if he stays healthy, I don't know. They may be another year away from being back to what they were. So I'm just gonna say 8 for my floor and 10 for my ceiling. I think they did the right thing. They they got rid of Harbaugh. They realized the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I think that, like I said, they're going to pay a price this year, but I think they're a year away from being good again. 8 to 10 wins for CLI.
All right. Broski Bear.
Yeah, they might not be insane, but I don't think they're very good either. We're looking at a 32-year-old Derrick Henry. We're looking at a 31-year-old Mark Andrews, a 31-year-old Trey Hendrickson. They have a 30-year-old offensive coordinator, first-time OC in Declan Doyle. I think they're a 6 to 8 win team. I think the wheels start to fall off. I don't think they have very good wide receivers, and I put them like same range as the Bengals, 6 to 8 wins.
Okay, Yenzer.
I'd say they're hurt at number 2, definitely 2 wide receiver, definitely. The biggest mistake they did was let Todd Monken walk. I thought he was like the reason why their offense did so good. And the second biggest mistake was firing Harbaugh. I think they took a dip this year. The defense ain't getting any younger. Marvin Humphrey's toast. I'm gonna go. I agree with Broski. I'm gonna go with the 6 to 8 range.
All right. I do have their floor at 6. And why? Because I think they're one game better than the Browns on accident. Because that offense does hum at times, even though it's going to be Lamar running for his life and making something happen with his legs till he gets hurt again. But I think their ceiling is around 10. I think it's 6 to 10. I think right now they're the odds-on favorites, but that age is going to start creeping up. I think the biggest mistake they made was keeping Roquan Smith and letting Patrick Queen walk out the door, because that defense dipped as soon as Roquan Smith became the leader instead of Patrick Queen. That's just me. I think he was more Raven-oriented than everybody realized.
And I got a question for the panel. Is this the first time in NFL history the team's starting running back is older than their offensive coordinator?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Wow, I did not know that. Good point.
That'd be worth looking up, but maybe I'm not actually sure.
Oh, so on to the first place winners last season because of that missed field goal. And they kept the kicker and got rid of the coach. I didn't get that one.
I didn't get that either.
I'm going to start at the top and work my way back down again because, Ginger, I'm going to let you go last because I know you got a little homerism in you, but you also have a little bit of common sense, too. Will, what about the Steelers?
I'm sorry, Yenzer. I like Rico Dowdle. I like Metcalf, and I like what you did with the draft, especially, unfortunately, stealing Jones away from the Lions.
Nah, that's okay.
But
I love Logan Jones.
But I got the Steelers floor 7, ceiling 9.
BA?
I don't know how I can pick Pittsburgh at this point because I am not a big Aaron Rodgers fan, and everybody knows that.
No.
I think Ass Rod is ass. But anyway,
Ass Road.
You know what? I tell you what, it's gonna probably go in reality, it's probably gonna go how Rodgers plays, to tell you the truth, I think. And how he can communicate with his receivers, because he has a new receiver too now. So that helps him out a little bit. Yeah, he's got Pittman. And he does have a talented squad of tight ends. I'll tell you, those tight ends are good. That's probably some of the toughest tight ends tougher tight ends in the league right now.
Wasn't Washington a converted offensive lineman too? Wasn't he one time tackle?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that dude can truck though. That dude is fast.
They went to the method packages where he plays offense, where he plays left tackle in certain packages.
He's always been a tight end. He played tight end at Georgia.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, he's he's special guy. That guy. But the offense, the offensive play calling, and I think Robbie can attest to this whole situation, is I think that's the thing that's holding them back on the offense. The offensive play calling sucks. And I know they're trying to let Rodgers, put his stamp on the offense, but I just feel that the heads are going to be kind of knocking again with the offensive play calling, unless McCarthy steps in there and says, "Hey, you leave him the fuck alone, let him run the plays, and then we can get some offense generated." I think that's best when Aaron Rodgers can be free and play on his own. He's a better quarterback. And the defense is getting a little older too. I don't know how good their defense is. Regardless, I think their ceiling. I mean, their floor is like 7. They're going to win this division again. I just think they're going to win the division again.
So you had their ceiling what at 10 or 11?
Yeah, ceiling about 12. Because I'll put it up there with if Baltimore decides to actually try to play. Usually Pittsburgh elevates themselves to that point because they're like, yeah, fuck it, fuck the Ravens. I ain't trying to be behind them again. So that might motivate them to the 12 wins.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Kitty Ken.
Well, Cage Kitty, they got Aaron Rodgers.
I had to do it.
Well, Aaron Rodgers last year, even with the Steelers taking a step back, still somehow posted top 10 quarterback numbers. They've added to this offense, and I actually like the way they have this offense set up. But I gotta say I am worried about their aging defense and the relationship between Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. I've seen this firsthand. I know how this goes. Aaron Rodgers will go along with it for a little while, but eventually he's going to get tired of Mike McCarthy since he's been running the same playbook since 2007.
Hey, that playbook is still featured in Madden 2007.
I was going to say it was an absolutely awesome offense back in the day, but people have figured it out. So you're gonna see Rodgers be the one calling plays here eventually. So give me a floor of 7 because I still think they're a competent team. Give me a ceiling of 11. I want to be up there with BA, but I don't think Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers is the best tandem.
Hey, by the way, somebody called me a hater for Aaron Rodgers, but I still said they have their ceiling at 12, so whatever.
Anyway, but wait, I got to say something though. Aaron Rodgers, when everybody thought last year was his farewell tour, he literally said before they fired Tomlin, "If you bring in Mike McCarthy, I'll come back."
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. He put in a suggestion.
Yep. So
yeah,
Megan,
well,
Megan.
I don't really see the Steelers doing much with Rodgers. Sorry, not sorry. I can't stand that man nearly as much as I hate the Rams to the 9th circle of hell. I'm fleming and flamming between 6 and 7 for their bottom, for their floor.
You JB, no.
I heard something about Knights in Hell.
No.
I don't know.
I've just finished rereading Dante's Divine Comedy in Latin, hence the 9th circle of hell.
Oh.
I will give them a ceiling of 12 because I'm feeling generous. I don't see it happening, but yeah. And yes, I just actually finished rereading the Divine Comedy. It's one of my favorite poems of all time.
It is a good one.
So yeah, so say 6 to 7 floor and 12 maximum, but more 11, I think.
Mike.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
sure he's trying to, MDE, I'm sure he's trying to stay out of the third circle. If you know, you know. I'm saying my
He
dark
may have
place.
been high on
hatred.
one of his and regrets it, but here he is suiting up with his old coach, trying to stay out of the third circle, Megan.
If you know, you know. I'm actually talking about my depth of hatred for Aaron Donald, which matches my hatred of the Rams, which is at the ninth circle.
All he's saying is Declan Doyle is younger than everybody on their offense that isn't a rookie.
Yes.
Hey, Broski, you may know Declan Doyle. He was Ben Johnson's offensive coordinator with the Bears last year.
Okay,
Sure
that
was.
meant about it. That meant about as much as the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs.
Actually, he's a Sean Payton assistant, though. You know, I like that because Joe Brady's a Sean Payton assistant.
Oh my.
All right, let's move on.
All right. So, Jamie, floor and ceiling.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say, Pittsburgh, welcome to finally realizing that in the AFC you need a offense to match the defense, like how the top teams in the AFC have. But I think with that being said, though, I got floor 7, ceiling 9, because what's the standard for the Steelers? 9-8 every year.
Actually, 10-7.
Oh,
It used to be 9-8, 10-7 around there. But
Yeah, that sounds right.
like Tommy used to say, the standard's the standard. Remember?
Don't,
no, dude.
please don't say that again.
That's what he used to say,
All
though.
right.
Yeah, please don't.
All right, Broski.
That annoys me.
All right. Well, Yinzer, you ready?
I can hear you.
All right. Here we go. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have very under the radar, excellent skilled position players on offense this year. DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, that rookie Jeremy Bernard, he's going to be a game changer for them. Darnell Washington, Freiermuth at tight end. The Rico Dowdle pickup is going to be huge for them. Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren at running back. That's going to be an excellent duo. I think they did enough to improve their O-line. I'm not saying it's going to be an elite O-line, but I think it's definitely going to be better than last year. And here's another thing. Will Howard is going to be a franchise quarterback when he gets his shot. Kid's going to be a stud. And I'm saying they're a 12-5 team this year.
Okay.
All right. Yinzer, let it rip.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I appreciate Mike Tomlin and all the winning seasons he brung, but let's be honest, he was holding that offense back the last few years. I'm not a big fan of Mike McCarthy either. I think Broski heard me blabble about him on the Huddle Show. I got them winning. The ceiling for them I got is, I'm going to be honest, 10 wins, and then 9 for the low.
All right.
Because all you need is 10 wins to win this division.
All right. I'm going to say this now. They went from mediocre Mike at coach because 9 wins seemed to be their ceiling forever. And they went to mediocre Mike part 2 because that's all he did for Dallas was mediocrely better than the guy before him. So I still think their floor is 7 wins. I think their ceiling is 10, and they may end up winning the division. I don't see 11 or 12 because, let's face it, Aaron Rodgers isn't what he was even 4 years ago.
True.
So that's where I'm at. Now we're to the fun one, the one all of us have been waiting for. And I don't care. It's my show. We're doing the Lions last, even though they were in last place.
Buy
You
it.
do you, boo. Oh, do we get to sing "F the Packers" really loudly right now?
Yeah. If you really want to, go right ahead, Megan.
No, I won't. Well, I might. We'll see.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
All right, so we're going to start with the Vikings. I mean the Vikings.
No, you had it right the first time.
Yeah, I know they're the only team in the league that have male cheerleaders. But anyways, Michelle Obama even tried out.
Excuse
But
me,
anyway.
Seattle now does.
Oh,
Just to
that
point,
was a good
Seattle
one.
has male cheerleaders or dancing queens, whatever you call them.
And if you all watch the original inaugurational thing for Barack Obama, you know exactly why I said Michelle Obama tried out. But anyways, Will Vogel, what is your floor and ceiling for Minnesota?
Hey JB, can you play that Mighty Mouse music for me? Because that's the.
I wish I had it.
Oh,
I don't have the soundboard anymore. I'm using a real mic now.
I freaking hate. Okay, anyway, Mighty Mouse is their new quarterback. They also have Mr. I'm 9. Don't call yourself that. You're not that good. Floor 6, ceiling 9.
BA.
Question.
Thank you.
I
I
hate Minnesota sometimes.
I
But you
know.
can't never gauge what they're going to be like because they go through different changes like every off season. So this time they got the elf being the quarterback or competing to be the quarterback with JJ. And I mean, you got JJ. So I know people say KOC is a quarterback.
Don't forget they brought back Carson Wentz again. God, he was a starter.
Yeah.
How long?
Just
Come on.
throw that one to the side. You don't care about
Yeah,
Carson
just
Wentz
throw it in
anymore.
the recycling.
But between those two quarterbacks and the fact that KOC is supposed to be a quarterback whisperer, which I just say if he's a quarterback whisperer, how come it didn't work with JJ? So I'm trying to figure out. But anyway,
Oh, we know why. We're Michigan fans. We know why.
First of all, JJ is a capable quarterback. He was just put into a bad situation because Minnesota's a sucky ass drafting team. They picked a quarterback that should never have been picked in the first round in the first place, and went up to get him. Dumb. Then they had Sam Darnold, who should have stayed another year, and dumb. Traded him. I mean, he let him go. So they put JJ right into the fire. You can't. JJ is not an elite quarterback. He's kind of like almost on a. Well, I ain't even say that. He's a capable quarterback that can win you some games. He's not even a franchise quarterback, but you got to give him that space, and they didn't give him that space. Minnesota just fucked himself totally up with that whole situation they did last year. So, in bringing in the elf, I don't know. He might be better because he can move out of the pocket, but he's prone to make mistakes. He's going to be pissing KLC off in the middle of the season sometime. He probably is going to yank him out just because he's pissing him off.
MDE, I love this. I got to say it before you give your floor and ceiling. Every time the Vikings win a game, Happy Meals are half price in the greater metropolitan Minneapolis area. Breaking news, if JJ wins a starting role and Minnesota wins, it's free hair clips at Supercuts.
Or they could throw tampons on the field, like tampon.
I was going to say, I was hoping if Kyler does well at QB, I'd get free Xbox Game Pass for Call of Duty.
Nice.
True.
Oh, you're on his team. I got it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, I'm not on his team. I'm just saying he loves Call of Duty as much as
Minnesota.
What's the floor?
Yeah. The floor for Minnesota can be 6. Their ceiling can be about 10 or 11. Like I said, it depends whatever quarterback. If their quarterbacks work, they got capable offense. They really do. They got really good offense of offensive skilled position. So it's not Sam Darnold. They were 14-3 with Sam Darnold. And they didn't have as much offensive capability as they have now. So, yeah, you don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Throw it up in the air.
Kitty Ken.
No. Excuse me.
I'm the only
Okay, we
one
got to
not
get rid of
doing
our
it.
system. Let him
We need
speak.
9 lives.
Let her
Well,
Speak up,
Cage,
Ken.
well, there, Cage Kitty, I gotta say, Minnesota to me is the absolute biggest question mark. That they are a huge boomer bust. If KOC is the quarterback whisperer and can fix Kyle Murray, I think he is going to be absolutely dangerous in that offense. That offense does have a lot of skill players that are very good, and their defense, granted, it seemed to slip back a little bit last year, but it's still a pretty damn good defense. You can win a few games, but if Kyler Murray does not work out, give me 5 wins because I absolutely do not believe in JJ as a starting quarterback whatsoever. And check. Give me 11 wins like BA if Kyler Murray works out.
All right, Megan.
Yeah, I'm literally flipping a coin in my head with this because, like everyone has, BA, I'm agreeing with you again. I'm clearly unwell. Yeah, it's JJ. Like I said, I've had a few years watching Kyler in our division. I see him starting over JJ. But yeah, they're boom or bust. So I've got my floor 5 to 6. And my ceiling 11 to 12 maximum, but it could really go either way. But yeah, if Kyler plays well, I get Game Pass on my Call of Duty on Game Pass for free for the next 5 years. So there's that.
So, real quick before I go any further, the top 4 have answered. The NFC North betting odds. The favorite are the Lions at plus 180. The top contender are the Packers at plus 215. The dark horse is the Bears plus 305. The long shots at 51-1 on the betting odds is the Vikings. Jamie Malloy, what's your floor and what's your ceiling?
The wild NFC North, this division, man, every year, right? But that is true, Michael. I was gonna say about that, but when you got him as your DC, that defense alone can win him games. And I also think this type of offense that KOC runs, I don't think Murray or JJ they don't have to be a superstar quarterback, for them to win games. Like I said, with that defense and JJ in another year. But here's my ideal world version of this. Okay, guys. So Kyler Murray's going to start. It's going to get to a boiling point where he and KOC are going to get caught on the Fox broadcast getting into an argument. We're then going to see a world-class banger of a meme on it on social media, and then we're going to see a short of it. Maybe they'll AI dub what they said. And then he'll get benched. It'll be, like I said, it'll be great for TV, great for the soap opera. That's the NFL, the ratings, galore. Maybe not as much drama as the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, but that'll be dramatic.
You know that because you're a fan, right, Jamie?
Yeah. Anyway, but what I was gonna say is that so Kyler starts the soap opera, and then McCarthy comes in. My ceiling is 7, floor 9 to 10 for the Vikings. Yeah.
All right, Broski Bear.
Yeah, I think if the Vikings get anything out of their quarterback play this year and their O-line stays relatively healthy, because it definitely wasn't healthy last year, they're a double-digit win team. There's also a scenario that could play out where they're on their fourth quarterback by week 9. So I'm going to say I'm leaning towards I think they're actually going to be tough this season. I think they're a 9 to 12 win team. And most likely I'm leaning towards double-digit win team.
Yinzer?
I think they're the bottom bits of the division, to be honest.
I stirred the pot with that.
I said it before, I'll say it again. They're going to finish in the basement. I give them 9 for the low. I mean, 9 for the high, 8 for the low.
Well, just because I trust the health of that offensive line as much as I trust the Browns' offense, I'm telling you, every year they get a tackle hurt, they get a center hurt, or they get a guard hurt, or all 3 in one game.
Oh yeah, that's a true story.
True. So I got their floor at 5 and their ceiling at 10, because I think even if they're playing their best, the best they can do with the third place schedule is 10 wins. Now let's move on to the second place team in the division. And I got to do it. I can't help myself. Fuck the Packers.
Fudge. Fudge.
All right, start with you, Yinzer. What's their floor? What's their ceiling?
I don't know. This division is tough, man. 3 good teams, and you could possibly see 3 teams from this division in the playoffs. That's how tough this division is, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Them, Green Bay, and Detroit. I can all see going 10-7. So I'm gonna go 7 for the low, 10 for the high for the Packers.
Even Kenna can agree with that. That's JB. I love it.
Very tough division. Like, I can't believe it, man. Like, it used to be one of the weakest divisions. Now it's one of the toughest. It's probably the toughest.
It stopped being the weakest division. I think it was around 2020. And even though we were a bad team, the rest of the division was good. And then that's when everything flipped with Detroit, because in 2021 we brought in Dan Campbell. We were still bad the first year, but we stripped that team to the studs. Since then, this has been probably the winningest program in the regular season for a division, top to bottom, for the past 5 years. Would you disagree with that, Ken?
No.
Because think about it. 2021 wasn't Minnesota the winner. No, you guys won the division. They were second. The next year, they won the division, Minnesota. And then it was us, now the Bears. Mm-hmm. It's such a turnaround in this division overall for the competitiveness top to bottom. And I'm going to say that right now. Broski, what is your floor? We'll be doing the Bears. But right now we're on
the West in terms of winning. The winningest division,
because of the Arizona Cardinals, and you guys had a couple of bad years when the other teams were good.
Yeah. No. Okay. Fair point. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yep. No problem. Broski, floor and ceiling for the Minnesota Vikings. Did you do it?
I did the Vikings. Yeah, we're on the pack. If you want to do the Packers.
Packers. Yeah, Packers. Sorry.
Yeah, so we're doing Green Bay. Yeah, I think for the first time in a long time, the Packers finish in the basement in the NFC North. I think the biggest loss for them this offseason was their defensive coordinator Halfley. I think they're going from a 4-3 to a 3-4. Parsons might not be back till mid-season. They lost Gary. Van Ness definitely isn't the answer. I don't know. Their left tackle sounds like he might be a wannabe country singer, Jordan Morgan, top 30 country hits. I don't know. Hopefully he has a good voice. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I think the running back, I think Josh Jacobs lost a step last year, and I don't think their backups are worth anything. I also don't think their backup quarterback is worth anything, Tyrod Taylor, and he's gonna, have to see the field at some point this year because we know the last 2 seasons Jordan Love's gonna miss a couple games. So, I think they're a 7 or 8 win team this year.
All right, Jamie Blunt.
I love that Chicago though.
Kenny is biting his tongue so hard I can see it bleeding from here.
Jimmy, to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Packers, floor and ceiling.
So, anyway, the Packers are going to be they can be as good as they want to be. They can be as mid as they want to be. They can be as sus as they want to be. I mean, I don't know, but anyway, but anyway, Matt LaFleur's coming back. He's I think we talked about it last week, Jeremy. He's coaching for his job. You said it. They lost Jeff Hadley. Obviously, that's going to be a transition on defense. The offense, I still think it's going to be weird. They lost on the receiving core. I don't know what the receiving core is going to be, but I think I'm going to say 9 is my floor, 10 is my ceiling. Or 9 is my floor, 10 is the ceiling. Yep.
All right, Megan.
I have my floor at 8, my ceiling 11. 12 maybe, but 11 for sure.
All right. Kitty Ken, let her rip.
All right, there, Cage Kitty. Well, Green Bay's receivers now have a defined role in this offense because we saw how well that roulette wheel of who's going to be the number 1 receiver by committee bullshit went. That didn't produce. We got rid of Dobbs, and we also have now promoted Watson. It seems like at least to have the starting leg at being the number 1 receiver by the contract that we gave him. And if not, there's read that he will be battling out to be the number 1 receiver. But with this floor, I think is going to depend massively on our left tackle, Jordan Morgan. Me personally, I do not have a lot of faith in this guy. You can't get around him. He is very good that way. But as we saw in that Bears playoff game, they figured out you could just push him into Jordan Love's lap. And that was just as good. So if Jordan Morgan does not work out, give me a floor of 8, and that would be enough to get Matt LaFleur fired. But with the other hand, for the ceiling, Matt LaFleur has now supposedly gone back, taken out a bunch of plays out of that playbook that did not work, has gone back and re-highlighted plays that worked extremely well for this team. So give me 13 if everything goes our way.
All right. BA.
I just had to listen to what Ken had to say, just to jump on that whole situation. I think that you're still going to have problems right now with the receiving core because you like you said, you're still looking for a number 1 going into the season because you got 2 guys battling for that position. So you're still looking for a number 1. The thing that pisses me off about the Green Bay Packers is Jordan Love. This dude has been playing football for 3 years now? Actually playing football. This is his 4th year, going on his 4th. Can you throw an accurate long pass, dude? There were so many times when he couldn't connect on somebody that was Watson, streaking down there by himself, and he overthrows him. Dude, that's an easy pass. I'm sorry. And any NFL quarterback can make that pass in their 2nd year. This is your 4th year, bro. If you can't make that pass, I don't know what to say about it.
Well, to be fair, that was when Watson was first coming back from injury, and he was overthrowing them at that point. But later on in the season, once they got their chemistry back, you were starting to see him nail them.
Yeah, but he has a consistent history of doing that. That's the thing that I'm trying to say. He hasn't gotten rid of that habit yet. That's the thing that a fourth-year quarterback should not be having that problem.
I love Liz.
But no, on a serious tip though, for Green Bay, I think the Micah Parsons thing, he's not coming. He's going to come back to what, November?
Yeah, it's a toss-up whether it's going to be week 5 to like week 7. I wouldn't be surprised anywhere in there.
Week 9.
I've heard week 9 or later now because he had to have that meniscus cleaned up.
Yep.
That was done during the ACL surgery.
Week 9.
Parsons is injured, ain't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And losing their defensive coordinator is going to hurt a little bit too, as well. Offensively, like I said, Ken's kind of right about the tackle position. Got to see if he can. It's a learning position for him right now, and if he can stop that push, because he's right, you can't go around that dude. That dude was a very good tackle in college, so I think he can get. He gets in the NFL. They got some people on him and get him to that point, because that's stuff that you got to teach. He'll be better. But like I said, I think their offense is taking a kind of a step back. And with Jacobs being older too, I don't know. They're running game. I want to see what what's his name, Marshawn Lloyd does. Yeah, if he can take the reins over that.
If he can actually stay healthy.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy.
He's had what, 10 snaps in his career so far with Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
11 if you count his.
You know what he is? He's Kerryon Johnson heavy.
I'm sorry, I had to put that in there. Anyway, no, my floor for Green Bay is 8, and my ceiling is 11 as well.
Well,
I've got to go after this. Do you want me to run off the teams?
Go ahead and do Packers, then Bears, then Lions. Then.
Yeah, sorry guys. I have to go. Packers, floor 8, ceiling 10. Bears, ceiling or floor 8, ceiling 10. Lions, floor 10, ceiling 12.
All right. Shout out your channel as you head out.
WVOGS 18. I'm here with JB on Wednesdays and Fridays.
All right. Thank you, Will. Have a great night.
Good to see you, Will.
I'm going to move some people around to make this better. I have the floor at 8 wins and the ceiling at 11 for the Packers as well, for all the same reasons, for all the same. Everybody said, they already said everything I had looked up, and I said 8 to 11. I'm going to settle. I looking at their schedule with that second place schedule, they do have a couple of tougher opponents outside of the two divisions in our division that they play. They do have a couple of tough opponents, and I could see it ending with almost the same record as last year with the 9-8 overall.
Hey, don't they have to play San Francisco this year?
They have to play at the Rams.
No, we have no issue with San Francisco during the regular season. We beat them in the regular season.
Yeah,
it's the playoffs that we get bent over.
The playoff record against them sucks.
I don't know. I think it's because, like Aaron Rodgers, your coach, Matt LaFleur, is a closet 49ers fan and can't beat them in the playoffs.
No, damn.
Yeah, they got a real tough run, man. They got to play the Patriots, Vikings, Rams, Saints, and Bills. And if you don't know, the Saints are my sleeper team in the NFC this year.
They're not mine yet. I think they need another year. But anyways, so now we're going to move on to the first place. Well, let me put it up there right. I got to do this right. Fuck the Bears.
Hey, it's the Chicago Bears.
Wow, you're talking my language.
Champs, baby.
All right. I'm going to start with Jamie since Yinzer's talking to somebody. I don't want to interrupt this conversation.
The Bears. Let's see. Caleb Williams back for another year. On the Madden cover. I mean,
Let's do it right there.
Can be. What did they? Let's see. They lost. As I mentioned with Broski Bear, they lost Declan Doyle, offensive coordinator, to the Ravens, and they promoted none other than the little brother of Cincinnati Bengals head coach Zach Taylor, Prez Taylor, from passing game coordinator to their offensive coordinator, and it makes sense because all those trick plays, that you see Ben Johnson run, he wants to do that with Prez Taylor, because for those who don't know, Prez Taylor was actually the Eagles offensive quality control coach in 2017 when they won the Super Bowl, and he was part of the Philly special. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to see a lot more of those type of trick plays with him and Johnson, combined together. So that's going to help Caleb, and maybe promoting him as the passing game coordinator. They might let Williams throw a little bit more than last year with him. So their defense is going to be solid again with Dennis Allen as defensive coordinator. Another guy that's a Sean Payton assistant. And what do you get with a Sean Payton disciple? You get an aggressive 3-4 defense that is fast, and they'll change up on you at any point. So you're going to expect that again from Dennis Allen and the Bears again. So I think I think the Bears I think the Caleb's going to have to avoid the Madden curse, and it would be a third-year slump for him, not a sophomore slump in this case. But I think the Bears, I could see them, winning 10 to 12 games.
All right. Megan?
But the Madden curse, as Jamie just said, is the thing I'm very interested to see. I'm a Caleb fangirl in when it suits from USC. It's another tough one because I really don't know what Caleb's going to do, and will he be impacted by the curse? So to that end, my floor is 7 to 8. My ceiling 11, maybe 12. But it will be very heavily dependent. And I know you shouldn't just focus on one player because it's a team game and all of that, on how Caleb does.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. Ken, come on there, bearded Packer fan.
All right.
Kitty can roar.
All right. Well, for the Bears, their offense benefited massively from all the turnovers that they got. But they lost a hell of a lot of those turnovers here this past offseason. Their defense ranked, what was it, 26 or something like that?
29th.
29th with all those turnovers, and did very little to replace it. Now, granted, I will give them, I absolutely love the safety that they drafted.
Kobe Bryant.
That's the safety they got in free agency. I'm talking about the one they drafted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
He's going to be an absolute stud. But I think that Madden curse is going to come to fruition, and it's not going to be an injury. It's going to be when we see a down year, because you are not going to have all those extra turnovers to help make up in the fourth quarter once you are way behind. So give me a floor of 7, a ceiling of 12, and we could see a repeat of first to worst.
Bears lost more turnovers than when McDonald's discontinued the fried apple fries in the southeastern region.
Which they are bringing back. They're bringing them back.
I'm back.
Hang on. When Michael said that, because I'm hungry, I thought of apple turnovers, like the pastry. So
yeah,
there is that.
If you think about it, the McDonald's apple pies are closer to the turnovers you get from an actual bakery than a piece of pie. BA, your floor and ceiling for the Bears.
I like what the Bears did off season with their secondary. I think they improved their secondary. Now, to Ken's point, yes, they lost a lot of the turnover people. The people are getting turnovers for them, but I think they improved that secondary.
Lazy take.
Did you say a lazy take? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, they improved their. I don't really care. Anyway, secondary got a lot better. I think that their offense I don't know what DJ Moore added to that offense that will make them. I mean, I don't think Chicago is a worse team than they were last year. I think they're pretty much the same team, but at the same time, they have to play a first place schedule, and I don't really care about all that stuff. You got to play the teams that you got to play. Period. And nobody knows what the other teams are going to be like in the first place. But I got their floor at 7 and their ceiling at 10.
All right. Broski Bear, let her rip. How do you feel about your team?
All right. So, let's start off with the schedule. So, yeah, all the Bears have a first place schedule. They're going to have the toughest schedule. Yeah, they were very fortunate. I look at their schedule. I'm like, it is not over the top difficult at all. They don't play 3 road games in a row. They don't play a game overseas. They have a week 10 bye. Unlike the Lions, they don't have a run where they play like 3 games in 11 days. So, yeah, they play. Obviously our division plays the NFC South. They also play the Studley, AFC East. So you got the Dolphins and you got the Dolphins and the
Jets
and the Jets on the schedule, right? So, yeah, I'm not really too concerned about this schedule. Yeah, and as far as losing the lazy take about losing all these turnovers, well, Nashawn Wright couldn't cover anyone. Byard couldn't cover everyone. You can look at their coverage rates and stuff last year. Quarterbacks had like a 98 rating against Byard throwing against them. Yeah, they got some turnovers. So I think the Bears got, like what Bistrillo was saying, they got a lot younger, a lot faster, and they got some playmakers at safety. They also got a nice playmaker at linebacker in Devin Bush. They got that bum Tremaine Edmonds out of there. They're going to need their D-line to step it up this year. But yeah, I think that, the Bears, one thing people don't realize is, yes, they led the league in defensive, in turnovers last year, right? Their defense, but their offense also had the fewest giveaways. They were also good on third down conversions, and their defense was also good at stopping teams on third down.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bears are a 10-13 win team this year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. All these young players that they have, they're going to be running that 13 personnel this year with that stud tight end they just drafted. So they have 3 stud tight ends. A lot of 12, a lot of 13. I think Luther Burden will be their best wide receiver. I think Burden and Colston Loveland will be their leading 2 receivers. And Ben Johnson has a lot of weapons on offense to play with. So for the first time ever as a Bears fan, I have more confidence in the offense than the defense going into the season. 10-13 wins for the Bears this year.
Okay, so my take is when Bistrilla mentioned DJ Moore, that was my biggest thing. Because when you guys needed the clutch third down and the clutch red zone catch, he was that guy.
No, he wasn't.
What?
No, Colston Loveland was.
At the end of the season. I'm talking about all season long. It was DJ Moore.
He only had 600 yards. I mean,
it wasn't the yards. It's the fact that it's the fact that 75% of his catches were first down on third down or fourth down. That's what I'm talking about. So, and the fact that you didn't I know you love Austin Booker, but he is not the guy opposite Sweat. I'm sorry. I'm not as high on him as you guys are. And that's unlike everybody said, well, who's everybody going to put on the other side of Hutch? We went and put 2 people over there this year. I didn't like the fact they didn't address that defensive end position as well, because I think Austin Booker is nice, but you guys needed a nice rotational piece with him to make it more complete. I have their floor at 7 wins. I have their ceiling at 10. That's just me, because even though you don't have all the road games in a row and you got the late bye, we had that the year we went 9-8. And I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about the first year when our first winning season, when we went week 18 into Packerland and kept them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Austin Booker, I think, young guy, tacked on some weight this offseason, lanky guy, long as hell, 6'6", long arms. I think he'll be good. They moved Shamar Turner, who was their second-round pick last year, one of their second-round picks last year. They're moving him to defensive end. Yeah, they also have Dio back and healthy, so hopefully he can be a solid backup as well. But
right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they didn't address it with someone that I trust to be the guy. That's what I was saying.
I hear you.
Because when I'm breaking down a roster, that's what I look at. So I say 7.
Someone's got to step up and prove it. Yeah, someone's got to step up and prove it. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And now we are on to the team that did hit the basement last year, because let's face it, we lost both games to Minnesota. We lost both games to Green Bay. But what we did do was smoke the division winner twice. And I love it. But anyways, Jamie, I'm going to start with you. What is your floor and your ceiling for the Detroit Lions?
Hey, I think they go back to the I think, last year was a reset year. I think this year they go back to making the playoffs and have a shot at the promised land. I mean, even in years when things go bad, I always trust Dan Campbell to make the right adjustments, because Dan Campbell, I think he's a tough guy. I think he's a man. He's a man's man too. He's your let's chop wood with our bare hands. And I still want to play old school football, even with the flag football rules. The rock'em sock'em defense that they play, where he proposed the rule to try to make holding only 5 yards, and that didn't pass. But I mean, that's why I love Dan Campbell, because he just takes on this flag football culture. Says, F you, I still want to play old school big boy football, 12, 13 personnel, aggressive defense and things like that. So anyway, I think I got the Lions. My floor is 11, and guess what? My ceiling's 13.
Oof.
I think they get back to 2024 form.
Nice. All right, Megan.
My floor for the Lions is 11, and my ceiling is 13 to 14. There, I said it. So, yeah, I think you guys take the division this year. I hate to say it.
Bearded Packer fan.
Unfortunately, I have major questions about your guys' secondary, especially with the health of your guys' safety being in question. And your offense, you're going to be on your third offensive coordinator in 3 years. Last year, you had a whole bunch of mishaps with the play calling side of it. If your offensive coordinator can call plays can call plays more in the tune of this offense, I could see it snap back, because you do have the personnel for it. But if it takes another step back where you're having this questionable play calling again, I could see the wheels kind of fall off a little for the season. Give me 7 for a floor, but also give me 13 for a ceiling if everything clicks for them.
All right. Broski, I'm going to jump to you before I go to BA, because us Lions homers are going to go last.
All right.
And of course, BA being the biggest homer. Just saying.
Ooh. All right. Go ahead, Broski.
I got one word to say to you, Megan. Okay. I can turn it up for you if you want.
Let me because I know punctuation. Allow me to put it in brackets for you, my son. A little bit of punctuation for you.
All right.
Oh, so
bro, let's let Broski get his take in. Come on.
sorry, Broski.
All right.
Go ahead, bro.
It's all good. Yeah, so when I'm looking at the Lions, right off the bat, I think the major concern is the defense. Like I said last year, Kirby Joseph's career is over. Brian Branch might never be the same player. Brian Branch isn't coming back till November anyway. Chuck Clark and Christian Isian, yeah, that's not going to cut it. Rocky Sin starting at corner, that's hilarious. DJ Reed's a Smurf. Then you have only one linebacker really on the entire team in Jack Campbell. I mean, Derek Barnes and Rodriguez aren't even NFL caliber players. Really no depth at defensive tackle, and you have DJ don't want him because I don't really know anyone besides the Lions who would want him starting at defensive end with a rookie behind him. Maybe the rookie wins the job. Who knows? Offensive line, big question at center. Cade Mays has never started a full season in his career, not even close. They drafted a tackle in the first round out of the ACC, which breaks a big rule that Broski has. You're drafting O-line, you better draft the player from the Big Ten or the SEC. Christian Mahogany is not good. Frazier, maybe he wins the job. I don't know. But offense, they're still, I don't know. They should still put up points on offense, though. They'll find a way. Defensively, they're really going to be bad. Like, they're going to be really bad. I'm going Detroit Lions. I still think they, as a franchise, did raise the floor of their franchise. I'm going to say they're 8 to 10 wins.
PA.
So, that's going to be a big question coming into the season is the safety position. And you are definitely correct about that, Broski. The safeties that we did get are not the caliber of the safeties that we have that are injured. Now, Brian Branch will be back. We don't know what Kirby's status is going to be. Hopefully, he's going to be fine to start the season. I don't know. Everybody's keeping that real tight secret like it's on, X-Files or something. But anyway, the cornerback situation has always been a problem for the Lions. So that doesn't bother me as much because you had your safety help back there. So your safeties basically kept it real. As far as the defense, I think the defensive line did get better. I do think they did get a lot better. And I do think that I'm not a big Wonham fan either, Broski. I don't like that dude. I didn't like that pickup either. But I do think that the guys that they got on the other side of Hutch will come. The rookie is going to be good. I think he's just got to learn a couple more tactics, a couple more moves, and I think Hutchinson will help him with that since he's an alum of Michigan. He's going to help his boy out. So with that being said, the defensive line should be fine. They just should go back to the run stopping ability that they had before. They gotta work harder to get to the quarterback. I know they had a lot of pressures. I know they had a lot of sacks last year as well. They did pretty good in the sacks, but they got to even raise that bar. So that's going to be the issue with the defense. If the defense can stay in the top 15, that'll be great. Offensively, this team is always a top 5 offense. I don't care who the coordinator is. You still got the studs on that offense. Now, like I said last year, we got to see what this offensive line does. Because remember last year I said the offensive line is going to be shaky. And it's going to be shaky this year too because we don't know who's going to be, starting. You got no problem with Panay. Panay moving over to left tackle is awesome. And I'm sure he's going to do a fabulous job there. But it's the rest of the 4 guys that you got to kind of like, And Cade is better than Glasgow. I'm going to put it to you
on
that
accident.
way. On accident, yeah. But I don't know. When they had free agency, you had Linderbaum way up there and then Cade way here. So we got the next best guy because we didn't want to pay Linderbaum all that money, which I understand. I keep it, I understand that. But at the same time, even though he's a couple steps up from Glasgow, I got to see how he does. And Broski again hit a point there. He hasn't had played a full season yet. So let's calm down on the Cade Mays thing. He'll be fine, but we'll see. We do got a very good offensive line coach, so we'll see what happens with that. As far as the receivers are concerned, I got no problems with those. Amon St. Brown, the guy. You got Jamie coming off a great one. Tesla's going to have to fill that third wide receiver spot. Hopefully he does it well. Goff's been the best quarterback statistically in the last 3 years. Now this is another thing I got to say. Now that Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy, let's see if he can carry this loaf of bread a lot of times, because Pacheco is the Timo 2.0 of Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay. And I think they lost. I did think they lost a little bit when they traded Montgomery. I thought that was a bad move because those two worked perfectly together. And so, like I said, the offense should keep them in a lot of games. I kind of see this like the whole rest of the division. Your floor is 8 and your ceiling is 11 with the Lions. I don't see, this division is tough. And I know the Lions are playing the last place schedule, but like I said, everybody else has changed their teams. A third of their rosters are always changed at this time. So you don't know who is going to be, like the point in case with the New Orleans Saints. They could be they could be the surprise team of the AFC, of the NFC South, but that's not saying a lot. But NFC South,
we were close with our prediction. We were close, man. I said 8 to 10. You said 8 to 11.
Yeah, this division is too tough. I don't see anybody sweeping anybody this year either. I mean, you might have I went last year to say that everybody was going to win 1-1, but we'll see.
I'll be happy with 3-3.
This is a lot of questions with me with the Lions right now. It's kind of wait and see. I've always told JB this. It's a wait and see for me. I got to see how they play their first game. So
the number one thing is that this is what hurt the communication last year. Detroit's communication on the offensive line was totally discombobulated by the second week of training camp. Because on Monday, Dan Campbell said, "Oh, yeah, Tate Ratledge is doing great at center. He's great." 2 hours after that presser, he changes it to Graham Glasgow. The communication was never built. And Graham Glasgow was only okay for a couple of games during that 4-game stretch that Ragnow was hurt, and then he fell apart.
I think that the fact that you had a rookie starting too, that was another, a couple of rookies actually. And to tell you the truth, I like Frazier more than I like Semo. I think Frazier's a road grader. I've seen when he played some of these games. He's a rookie, but he made a couple of rookie mistakes. True, but when he was on his stuff, he was. I seen him push a defensive tackle all the way down the field one time on one play. I was like, "What the hell, dude? This dude is killing people."
I think Frazier could be a stud, and I think he starts at left guard for you this year.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I would love him to.
And with listening to the pressers and actually getting the transcripts and being able to read exactly what they said, this is the big thing that I think makes the difference for the offensive line. Cade Mays already has the verbiage down, and the communication on the O-line is already way better than what it was in OTAs than what it was when we started week 1 versus the Packers. So I've got my floor as 9 wins, because we haven't had a losing season since we had a stripped down studded roster. So I got my floor at 9 wins and I got my ceiling at 12. That's where I'm at. I'm not going 13. I'm not going 14. I'm not going 15 or stupid all the way up to 17, because I don't see any team winning 17 games. I think the 72 Dolphins will be saved of that volatile.
I think we'll eventually see it at some point.
No, because guess what? Before it ever gets to somebody getting 17-0, it'll already be 18.
Nah.
Well, this is what I said about the NFC. This is what I said about the NFC North last year too. I said nobody's going to get more than 11 wins. Nobody was going to get more than 11 wins because we're going to be too busy beating up on each other.
I think
that's the whole
12 is
thing
the
right there.
ceiling that anybody can get in this division. I think that's it. 12. I don't think anybody's going to be higher than that, and I don't think anybody's going to be lower than 7 wins, and that's if the Minnesota Vikings fall on their face.
Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of like the same thing that we saw last year in the NFC North, where everybody finished above 500. So
I'll be happy with going 3-3 in the division.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I think that's what I think that very
everybody
well
should.
could happen. I think that very well
Yeah.
could happen. And I remember last year they said nobody's gone 3-3 and won the division in the NFC North. I said we had a team go 2-4 last year in the division and win the North. So don't tell me you can't win it at 3-3. Is he
Shout
funny?
out
First
Don
place
Dorn in the chat.
Yeah, I see him. I don't do hater comments. I don't give.
That's what I was watching Ken when those comments came up. He was just over there smirking up a storm.
And this has been
Good old time.
another episode of the NFL Roundtable Talks. I hope everybody enjoys the new background. I hope you like the new logos up there. I think I did well getting those done. Broski, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me nowhere. I am not on any social media right now. I just, hop on channels on YouTube. However, it's a good chance in a couple months my YouTube channel will be out and I'll have my own show. But stay tuned, people.
Cool.
BA, the podcast horror and producer extraordinaire.
You didn't have to put podcast. You didn't have to put podcast in front of that, by the way.
Oh,
I
he's got a girl now.
I am not a whore, Megan. Don't be spreading rumors. Anyway.
That's not what you told me, but
And JB,
well, you're in Australia.
JB,
so
the
your
logo
day,
looks good.
When people tell you stuff,
Thank you.
That's a day ahead of time. Anyway, yeah, JB did an excellent job on the intro video. That was awesome, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah, the video, the background, the logo looks good, man.
Thank you.
Thanks,
thank
Mike.
you.
Yeah, so I'm doing my little podcast and production. One Ass Cheek and Three Toes should be coming back, during training camp. So we'll have that going on regularly. And then if I can say it, the McGrath Podcast Network is still on there. So if you guys check that out, there's a lot of shows on there as well. Other than that, yeah, I'm not doing nothing for the next couple of days. So.
All right. And Kitty Ken, tell everybody about you as one of the founders of the Huddle Sports Network.
Well, Cage Kitty, you can find me at my personal Facebook page of Packer Backer News. And then as for the podcast, you can find me at Ken in the morning at 10 a.m. Central. And then you can find me usually on the Daily Huddle at noon Central. And then my baby, you got the Packer Backer Boys every Friday at 8 Central.
All right, Megan.
Well, aside from being here on Thursday, because as BA said, I am in the future. I am on the Hawk's Nest and the NFC West Roundtable, where the roundtable is still going on Tuesday nights, your time, Wednesday, my time. But the Hawk's Nest is, bless you, having a bit of a hiatus. Our host has some medical issues he needs to deal with, so he's dealing with those, taking a couple of weeks off. And anywhere that has Seahawks or Hawk's Nest, or I'm on the Syndicate, the Seahawks Syndicate. I am on the Hawkside podcast. Basically anything that's got a Seahawk in its name or logo, I'm there. And I am also on my own private socials. Come over and say hi, except BA, because I'll use punctuation to tell him to get lost. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't think he understands punctuation, so I'll have to teach him. But yeah, thanks for having me. Great to see you guys as always. As I just said, always a highlight of my week to come and talk it up with, well, I was going to say like-minded individuals.
Talk it up.
for the most part. But thanks for having me as always,
So-
JB, and see you next week.
So before I let Jamie do the longest outro in NFL Roundtable Talks history, I gotta
Jamie
start.
with the forehead.
The
Let's
forehead.
start with the way I see the division ending, and I'm going to go right here. The Vikings can get skull fucked.
Oh wow.
Correct.
And like it.
At 9-8, we got fuck the Bears.
Always.
At 9-7-1, because they're going to tie with
Watch
some
your
stupid
mouth.
team. Anyways, we got fuck the Packers. And back on top at 11-6 or 12-5, you have Detroit Lions.
Is that Terry and Arnold's legal team? Is that TA's legal team?
Hey, he's not on the team, so I don't have to talk about it.
As a hardcore Game of Thrones fan, I'm guessing that's something to do with Game of Thrones, with how you had the Lions there.
Yeah,
The
it
North-
originally started with Aaron Rodgers when Game of Thrones was popular, and then after that, everybody that won the division started saying that.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm out of the division, but we are kings of the West.
All right, Jamie, 2 hours in, 28 people still watching. Let her rip with the longest outro in NFL Roundtable Talks history.
All
I'm
right.
timing you.
Okay, so you guys can follow me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat 1, at Bill's Mafia Chat, at DJ Dog Tags on X, thefortball.com, and buffalodown.com, where I write about all sports. You can also find me every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Driving to the Top Productions. As Joe Daly and I host the Subway Conversation Chat, where we talk I'm the Yankees fan. He's the Mets fan. We also talk other news in baseball. And then every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, you can catch me on that same network for open mic night. And then every Wednesday night here at about 9:30 Eastern time, you can catch me, Jeremy, BA, Broski Bear, and all and as Yinzer, so you can catch all of us jagoffs on KCB Sports Network for the NFL Roundtable Talks. And then every Saturday night at 9 Eastern time, you can catch also me back here on KCB Sports Network for MLB Roundtable Talks. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep subscribing to our YouTube channel. We're up to 745 subscribers. We're
48. We got 3 more.
48.
748 now. Okay, so we keep steadily climbing one step closer to 1,000, which is monetization. And so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For more content on the Huddle Sports Network, you can find us on Roku TV, Amazon TV, Facebook, and YouTube. For all of us here, this is Jamie Moy, and we will see you next Wednesday night here on the NFL Roundtable Talks, only on the KCB Sports Network. Good night, everybody.
And I want to say, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. Unless you're talking to your rival fan base, then fuck 'em.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out. I just want to give a shout out.
Sit and spin, BA.
Let him to go. He was talking.
And I'm not paying attention to Megan. Anyway, these are my two favorite fan guys from the opposite teams here. Ken, he always talks the truth about his Packers, and Broski always talks the truth about his Bears, and I love that. That's okay. Sorry, John, the SOL stuff is getting wore out, dude. Come with something else, okay? Damn.
All right.
But anyway,
thank you, everybody. Have a great night and enjoy the outro.
In the heart of the day where we rise and fight. control.